This Week in Connecticut with Dennis House starts now.
Greetings, everyone. I'm Dennis House. Today, two leaders in the police community. One getting started in a new job, another stepping down. We'll talk with the new commissioner of the Department of Emergency Services and Public Protection, Ronnell Higgins, what he wants to change at the state police, his vow to make highways safer, and his role his agency played in the Jennifer Dulos case. And we sit down with the chief of police in Bristol, Brian Gould, leaving after 30 years as an officer, and how he is guided by slain officers Lieutenant Dustin DeMonte and Sergeant Alex Hamzy. Heart disease, the leading cause of death among women. So what can be done to save lives? And our positive vibes, saving the lives of pets. But first up on This Week, The Lead, our interview with Commissioner Ronnell Higgins. He's been in law enforcement for 30 years and was appointed Commissioner of Emergency Services and Public Protection by Governor Lamont last fall. We talked about a topic many of you have expressed concern to me about: dangerous drivers. Check out this video here from Hartford just last week. A wrong-way driver stopped by a state trooper who actually had to drive his car into him to prevent that driver from crashing into cars behind the trooper. Commissioner Higgins, great to be here with you, and congrats belatedly on the new job. How do you like it so far?
Thank you. I love it. I love it. I'm loving my job. I love coming to work every single day. I just love it.
What is your vision? What do you want to change?
I want to create a blueprint for excellence, not only for the Connecticut State Police, but for the entire agency. That is the Department of Emergency Services and Public Protection. There are some lifelong professionals here within this agency that are doing some amazing work. My job, I see my job as really as the orchestra conductor, to make sure that they're on the same sheet of music and that sheet of music is updated so that we're bringing forth the best, most promising and emerging practices to the benefit of the residents of the state of Connecticut.
I want to talk a little bit about the ticket scandal, and it really has planted some seeds of distrust from people who now look at police officers a different way. How do you fix that?
Well, I think the first way we fix it is we stop calling it a scandal, because it really was a data discrepancy. After I've read all of the reports and looked at the case extensively, it really was a data discrepancy and is described as a scandal. However, here's what I will say. It did breed some seeds of distrust, and we're working to fix that. First and foremost, those that were involved, anyone that was over-reporting their information, they're going to be held accountable. Secondly, we're ensuring that the policies that we have in place, the improved policies that we have in place, are being followed. We're going to follow up with some additional training, and quite frankly, the entire agency right now was feeling the weight of this data discrepancy. So everyone is working right now, each and every day, to build the public's trust.
The last couple of years have been very difficult times for police officers. They've been criticized in social media and things like that, and by some members of the public. And as a result, you don't see as many people applying for the jobs right now. How do you find future troopers? Because when you were a rookie, when you were a recruit, there were a lot of them, and now it's hard. Yeah,
no, Dennis, the line was out the door. You know, departments had their pick of the litter. Right now, there aren't as many people applying for law enforcement jobs. So every single person, myself, chiefs of police, each and every one of us are now not only recruiting for our agencies, our departments, but into the profession as well. So we have to do that by being really, really creative. And just last week I was at West Haven High School speaking to a criminal justice cohort, and these were young people that were interested in criminal justice careers, but some were kind of on the fence as to whether or not they wanted to go into policing. So it's up to all of us, myself, police chiefs in this state who are doing an amazing job getting out there, and other leaders, to talk about careers in law enforcement so that these young people, or people who want to change careers, can see themselves in these roles.
And in terms of recruiting young troopers, the job pays well. What other things would you tell perhaps a potential recruit as to why he or she should work for the state police? Yeah,
this is a great job, and it's a good time. I mean, the variety of units, the type of work that they're going to be able to do if they were to sign on is really second to none. I would say, if you really want to make a difference, and a lot of young people are thinking very critically about whether or not they want to get into policing, I have said repeatedly, if not you, then who? Bring us your authenticity. Bring us your lens. Bring us your empathy. We want you. Bring us all your skill sets. That's who we want.
I want to talk a little bit about some of the issues you have to deal with. And two of the complaints I get from people are the speeders on the highway. People are driving recklessly. They don't feel safe on the highways because people are going by. Just the other day, you arrested someone going over 105 miles an hour.
And Dennis, that is, not only is it illegal, like I said, it is unsafe. I mean, that is, well.
You take them right away. The troopers arrest them in handcuffs right away if you're going that
They
fast,
should
right?
be arrested right away if they're speeding like that.
Wrong-way drivers are becoming a problem. It's becoming a real deadly problem. One of your own troopers was hit by one just the other day.
Yeah.
How do you handle all this?
Yeah, so first and foremost, I want everybody to know that we are committed to addressing what's happening on Connecticut highways. Within the last 3 weeks since our press conference, within the last 2 weeks, week one, Connecticut troopers stopped over 1,200 vehicles on Connecticut highways and issued over 750 infractions. Week number 2 since our press conference, Connecticut State Troopers stopped over 2,100 drivers and issued 1,200 infractions. So they're out there and they're getting the job done. We're going to continue to bring attention to this, partnering with the Department of Transportation. We're going to be working with AAA, and we're also going to be working with Mothers Against Drunk Driving. But we need to educate our public. And I want the public to know that if they see someone driving recklessly, because speed is the #1 offense that people are being ticketed for, call 911. We want to know where it's happening so we can address it.
And what's the mentality behind someone who organizes a street takeover? What kind of people are these?
Wow.
I mean, is there any analysis as to why these people do this?
I'm not going to mince my words with this one, Dennis.
Go right ahead.
It's irresponsible. It's a waste of police resources in each town and throughout the state. And frankly, cars need to be towed and people need to be arrested when they're doing this. This is unacceptable. Unacceptable, and we're not going to tolerate it in Connecticut. And if you're traveling from out of state to participate in a takeover in Connecticut, there should be a severe penalty for that as well.
Commissioner Ronnell Higgins, great to see you, and thanks so much for your time.
Thank you.
And if you're interested in becoming a state trooper, just go to beaconnecticuttrooper.com. When we come back, another police leader is moving on. Bristol Police Chief Brian Gould.